This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and once again, we're in Florida. We are here with the Credit Guy. Since 2013, he's been helping you improve your personal credit to buy the house that you deserve and assisting businesses to build their credit to help generate cash flow and expansion. I'm joined with Michael Telson, who is the CEO, also known as the Credit Guy. Thanks so much for joining us here, Michael.
Thank you, Gary.
Let's start off a little bit about yourself. I mean, you've got a background in financial services for nearly the past 10 years. You've been providing really a fresh start for individuals who seek your help. Share with me a little bit how this passion got started for you and why you decided to venture out on your own.
Well, it started a little bit earlier. It started at 19. After I graduated school, I basically was thinking about how to figure out what I'm going to do. And one of my buddies suggested, basically with my personality, that I start doing mortgage services. And as you know, in 2001, that's when everything started with the mortgage industry. Did well doing that until the crash, 2008. That's when we decided to shift our energy into the mortgage modification, debt settlement, and basically restore the credit after the individuals go through all those problems with their homes, with their credit, with credit cards, with businesses. So that's when we shift our energy to doing the credit.
That is interesting. Definitely a service that people need out there. I mean, whether you're buying a home or building a business, cash is king, but credit has to be queen. I mean, should credit intelligence be a priority really for any American out there?
It is. It is. Unfortunately, there is no education in high school to actually prevent that. When you graduate school, nobody teach you how to open a checking account, how to file your taxes, how to even start a corporation, which is very simple. But nobody's educated when it comes to this process. You're kind of left out to figure it out on your own. I've seen individual who makes millions of dollars in their business, but still don't understand how credit works.
I definitely agree with you. Definitely no education out there. We leave high school, we're supposed to figure this out on our own. I mean, obviously, you're able to help both individuals as well as businesses. Let's start out with the individual. Why do individuals need to understand what areas in their life that credit can affect, and are there many?
Well, there are many. Basically, any time that, let's say, your credit is, you don't pay your bills or you don't pay certain things on time, definitely now it's hard to find an apartment. And then now also when you apply for a job, that's very difficult, especially in banking. Even to be a bank teller, you need to have stellar credit. They don't want you to owe anybody. They want to make sure you have your finances together. And that's a big issue now because people are tired of renting and they want to purchase their own home. And now, especially in Florida, now being the most expensive place to live, you definitely need to improve your credit.
And yeah, definitely Florida is expanding, people coming in all the time. I mean, most of the consumers out there, I would say they know that they have a credit score. Some of them even know what their score is. But would you say that most of them do not fully understand what those three scores mean or even how to improve them?
They do not understand because they can have like a 680 score, which is, it's good, it's fair and good. But if they have certain collections that are not hitting their credit every month, they're able to achieve those scores, but they cannot qualify to purchase anything because they have the history of a derogatory on the credit. So the most important part is actually removing the derogatories. Once we remove that or we settle, we basically figure it out, then we're able to focus on rebuilding the credit. By doing so, if you understand how to maintain the credit, then you can actually be a successful individual by maintaining your credit, basically.
That is interesting. I mean, obviously, the number one purchase I would have to say that 99% of Americans need credit for is to buy a home. How important is it to get their credit right before they even start that process?
Well, basically, they have to, what I always recommend is paying off all the credit cards, simply because the ratio is very important. So let's say you make $3,000 a month and you qualify to buy a home where your payment will be around 1,200 bucks a month. If you have credit card debt, that payment is going to be included in the ratio of the 1,200 that you can qualify to pay the home. So that means you have to find a smaller home. So that affects the pricing of what you're trying to buy.
So pay off those credit cards big out there. I mean, obviously, credit issues can literally dead stop the process to the American dream. Is this where a professional such as yourself can really help them build back that credit with tangible solutions? And can you give me examples of what you've been able to go do and kind of fix somebody up to help them there?
So, for example, a lot of time, let's say somebody has medical debt. That's one debt that we can remove off the credit, and they have been working on passing a law in order to not let medical affect your credit report. Now, when it comes to credit card, if they defaulted on the card, I always recommend settling. By settling, what that means is you pay a smaller portion to the credit company, and what that does is they won't come back after you to pay them. But if we do disputes, let's say 70 to 80% of the time it comes off, but they can also sell the debt, and then a collection agency will try to actually recollect the debt. So it can take years going back and forth if it's not done the proper way.
That's a great example. I mean, in a perfect world, we'd all have perfect credit. But as we know, life happens. Would you say that your company really exists to give consumers a second chance, even a fresh start? Is that the mission and the purpose of why you decided to come forward and help out?
Well, I love people. I love to talk to people. That's my personality. I make friends. I get to know people. That's relationship means everything for me. When I started in this industry, one of the things that really made me feel good about what I was doing is I had some people invite me to their housewarming party. And to see the joy and the struggle that they went through in order to achieve that, it's addicting.
That's exciting, definitely so. I mean, let's face it, it's tough to break free from the chains of debt. One of those chains that many people have out there is student loans. Can you give me an example of what programs you're able to assist your clients with, possibly in that area?
With student loans, we've been able, well, with COVID right now, they've been able to get a nice break by with the government not requiring them to make any payments right now. But before, we were able to do the income-based repayment. So that means we find out exactly what you file on your taxes, how much you're making, what's your family size, which is very important because a lot of the programs, they look at your income, but they don't think about the expenses that you have. So we were able to do that and project it to the student loan companies and work out an affordable payment for the borrowers.
That's great. So obviously there's some programs and solutions out there, although most of us probably don't even know about them. Why is it best to turn to a professional like yourself, like the credit guy, versus maybe a do-it-yourself approach? And how soon can you actually see some results?
It's a very simple answer, Gary. You do this every day. You interview people every day. So you already know what kind of questions, what kind of obstacles you're going to have. And especially with most people not being educated about credit, they can Google, they can go on YouTube. Yes, they can have some type of success doing it themselves, but to get it to where it needs to be, you're going to need a professional. If your car breaks down, you can change the tire, you can add a battery, but if the engine, something happened with the engine, you need a professional.
Absolutely. So I definitely agree with you. Obviously I can change my oil, but when it gets down to really some results, I've got to go with a professional. I mean, the consultation is free, but once they decide to let you get to work, is it normally a flat fee you charge, and are they guaranteed some kind of results? How does that kind of work for the individual?
Well, before COVID, I used to charge a flat fee. So basically, they don't have to go back every month and they don't feel like we're prolonging the process. But now we do charge an upfront fee and then a monthly fee because it's been taking so long. The bureaus waste time. They try to prolong the process. Now, what they're doing, especially with TransUnion, they're saying, oh, we applaud your effort to try to dispute this. We need an authorization from the company that you're dealing with, which actually the disputes are sent on behalf of the clients.
So it's basically simple for your clients, but not so simple for you. You're on the back end going through these processes, hitting these roadblocks and breaking through them, if you will. Obviously, credit is vital for individuals out there, but for businesses, many times it can be the lifeblood of existence for companies. How does business credit differ from that of individual credit?
Ooh, business is very different. When it comes to business credit, you also need to have stellar personal credit because the way it works is before, let's say you go buy a car, right? And you want to put the car under your business. Your personal credit has to qualify. Once it qualifies, then they're able to transfer that ownership to the business because they know you're a credible individual, and then it's going to transpose into the business. So this is how they look at business credit. And then once you start building that and you start paying on time, then it's going to allow you to put a little bit more in the business and to qualify for better programs like business credit cards. Some people can get up to 50,000 to 100,000 in a business credit card, and they just have to work on building it. A lot of people want the instant results, but they don't want to go through the process in order to get there.
That makes sense. I mean, every business owner that I've sat down with, they know everything there is about the service or the product that they provide. Yet, statistics out there show that 90% of those companies know nothing about business credit. I mean, is that something you've experienced, and why do you think that is?
Every single time. The reason that is it hasn't been available for smaller businesses. So now, the smaller businesses are getting more, how would I say that, more educated about what's available for them to thrive as a business. Where you have bigger corporations, they already knew those and they already have relationships with the bank to get millions of dollars. But you have Joe Schmo over here. He just opened a landscaping company, or he just opened a small mom and pop shop. And he needs some assistance. He needs some lending, but he cannot acquire it because he never had to do it before.
I mean, business owners obviously know the fatal stats of what percent of the businesses will survive versus those that won't. How does business credit increase their ability to survive? And is business credit almost always a factor when it comes to super success for companies?
I definitely think having business credit is going to give you a higher percentage of success doing business, because a lot of time, if you have like a net 30 or net 60 pay for your business where you have to wait to get paid, that definitely makes a difference. If you have certain credit cards that are zero interest, or you're able to hold the balance for 30, 60 days until you get paid, that definitely benefit a lot of businesses. They have to pay their employees. They have to keep up with the bills. Every first of the month, the bills don't wait. You have to pay them.
That's very nice. Cash flow is king, obviously, and that is part of that equation. Be it credit for real estate or maybe for equipment or unsecured, good credit equals funding. How many funding sources do you have access to for your clients?
I would say over 30 sources, whether it's for equipment, whether it's cash advance, which I don't like to do those much unless it's a do or die for the business because it's a very high interest rate and it's based off the company revenues. This is why credit is crucial because if you have good credit, we can get you unsecured loans where the interest rate is manageable and you're able to keep up and not default as well. A lot of individuals who get cash advance because of the revenues, they end up losing their business or they end up really defaulting and it's not good because they close their bank accounts. So it just starts spiraling down.
Understanding the differences of those types of things can probably save your clients thousands of dollars just in percentages and whatnot, which is great. Obviously, every business is different out there. Do you provide customized plans on the business based on who they are, what they are, and examples of funding options like that of, like you said, accounts receivable finance, purchase order finance? I imagine there's quite a few options available, and our company's kind of surprised how many are available.
Definitely, there's a lot available. Everything is customized. There is no two business that are the same. There is no two owners that are the same. So if you treat it like a universal thing, you're not going to succeed into helping any business owners finding financing because there's always something happening.
I mean, really, at the end of the day, you're an advocate for these individuals and business owners, be it the American dream of home ownership or the dream of owning a successful business. You're in their corner. Is this rewarding for you?
Definitely it is. Sometimes I have to step back and think about it because honestly, not everybody is understanding that I'm in their side, especially when they're not able to get what they want. But I definitely fight for the small people, the small business owners, the American dream, basically.
Like you said, you're a people person, so this is a great fit for you. Viewers, let's take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is his website. On the website, you're going to see all the different types of services he provides for you out there. I mean, honestly, just set up a free consultation. It's right there on the homepage. Individuals who need to build up their credit, companies who realize the importance of business credit, definitely reach out to him. He's got years of experience when it comes to mortgages, finance, that type of thing. You're going to find all the info you need right there. You're going to see the programs from student loans to full secured funding programs that he has available. Once again, that is the Credit Guy, located in Florida. You deserve to get a fresh start. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and if you don't know, now you know.